Brae Burn Country Club, Friday, November 12th, November 2nd, 2012. Oh, I got to make way for the mower guy. This is about I'm on number 2, and we're peeking through the right trees that are still remaining on number 2 over to the 5th green you can see over there in the distance. Now, this is by no means a priority. This is just, how perhaps the tree program could be more convincingly displayed as one of these 2 trees in my mind. This was, I know there was controversy about this right side being stripped bare so that a view of the 5th could be seen. Oh, the vista is beautiful across the clubhouse. The hows and whys of it getting done. We'll keep out of this portion of it, but it looks fantastic. The end result is a real niceness and a beautiful vista of this golf course that was never available before. But even in terms of playing, this area is just, it's just garbage. You need these fronting pines. They do define the hole, and I'm walking backwards up to the tee from about, I'm at the 200-yard marker, which is right there, covered by leaves. I don't know if it's quite visible. I'm going towards it. Yeah, this would be about a 320-something yard drive if we were all the way back to the tee. But in terms of this pine, these pines on the right-hand side right here, these things are fine. However, and mower's making a pass behind me, I'm going closer, but I really have never known why this stuff is in here. I mean, these ones, maybe the ones near the 5th car path can stay, but these are offering, no protection or any they're buried back here. These 2 pines, 1, and then a little to the left and behind it, number 2. Forgetting for the moment the ones up further up the hill, up the path. I mean, they're offering no shade to anything, except, dimming this area down and making it harder to locate an errant golf ball, and certainly harder to play it once it comes out. Now, when you get over here near this creek bed, are these 2 pines, really necessary? And certainly the first of them, which kind of like splits into like 2, is it's healthy enough. It leaned a little to the southwest because of the storm, but either it or the one behind it deserves consideration for removal. I mean, if you've sliced over here and you've avoided the stream, and all this is blind too a lot of times to the average player, so this ball is not often seen unless, again, a caddy is out ahead, which is rare with a golf bag to be on in any situation. But even when you get down here and your ball is either on this side of the creek, on the, it was safe, it came bounce down here, say shore of the creek, whether it leapt past the creek or whether it got, full over the creek on a slice, is, well, the one on the right is a much more stately looking tree for sure. And this one is a little bit more of it's got a distinct look, but it's kind of on the droopy, ugly side. But is why should the play be shut off from down here? I mean, if a person is down here in 2, I mean, isn't this penalty enough? They're 200 yards from the green to an uphill green with, sand all around it, huge bits of sand all around it. The intermediate right bunker that, starts at about 110 out and ends at about 85 or 80 out. A huge right bunker, which is in the distance underneath the canopy. Isn't that penalty enough for the player who got here in 2 shots? I mean, I know it's a par 5 and that, 3 more shots can achieve a par, and, why are we rewarding play? But, geez, why shouldn't they be able to play from here as opposed to this? This is no fun. The pitch out for the guy who makes an 8 on the second hole of the day, because he had a great tee shot and then he sliced down here because he's still not in the groove of things. He comes down here and this is what he's faced with. I'm not saying it's better than it was back in the 80s, early 90s. It's certainly better than it was. This was absolutely unplayable down here. But why shouldn't a shot be available? All right, if you want to keep the one closest to the fairway, to provide a warrant officer immediately off the side of the fairway, okay. But then this one to the right should go. And if this one to the right is to be the better tree of the two, well, it still is serving that function of, hey, don't go too far over here, buddy. You were lucky enough to miss the creek. I'm going to let you play a little bit. So then this one should go. Um, you know, one of these two. I guess my thesis here is: isn't this penalty enough for the average player? And no pro is going to be down here on two unless they had a terrible misfortune, in which case they're not going to have a 68 here at Brae Burn, and nobody's going to tear it up or think the course is easy, even the elite players, because they're never going to be down here. This is only a concern for the 98% of golf play that occurs at this course. And I tell you, if you took down every tree on this golf course and every bunker on the, I still think that put a ball down here for John Q or Jane Q player, and no one's getting on, and certainly no one's making birdie. I mean, we may have a few up and down pars up there, but geez, that's such a bad thing. Um, Again, and it makes it that much harder to look for golf balls, and the turf is often wet and spongy down here. It's not that it doesn't, that's more the issue of these trees. Is like, what are they doing down here? This is incredible. If you've pushed a shot through these pines, which are right off the right side of the fairway, the fifth green again is over here to this visual's left. If you get down here, why the hell do you want to be looking for a golf ball? I mean, why must you have no shot? Why again? I'll pan around from it. I did it too quick that time. Here, it's what? Why, if you were here, why shouldn't you have a shot as opposed to just this shot, which only still brings you at best, even if you're quite clever about it, you can maybe get to 165, 70 left in a sideways recovery. Again, you're really making the round go slowly when that's the place we want to go, and that's the place we must go if we're down here. All for, just a couple needless trees that offer, no protection of any sort to another hole, or, no real value except that they've been here a long time.